Welcome, guys, to JC Transformation Strategies. Welcome to our Thursday session. Thank you so much to everyone who's joining me today. Appreciate you all. Today, guys, we're going to be talking about food. Okay, we're going to be talking about the benefits of food, and we're also going to be looking at how the food actually creates that energy in your body. Okay, so it's a very important topic. All right, because food is vital in your life, in your body, and you need it in terms of maintenance. Okay, so today's topic is how does food create energy in your physical and in your mental well-being? How does food create energy in your physical and your mental well-being? Okay, so let's look at the term food, all right, and let's see how it actually assists us. Okay, so food turns into physical and mental, all right, meaning that that food creates that energy that helps us physically and mentally to survive and to be able to coordinate our lives and be able to function well. Now, what happens is that the food, it helps us. How do we get food into our bodies? Through digestion. All right. It works through digestion, it works through absorption, and it works also through cellular chemical reaction. So the digestion is very, very crucial. Okay, the way we digest our food is important. Okay, that is why they always say to be mindful when you eat. So when they say to be mindful when you eat, it simply means that when you are taking a bite of your food, let's say you're eating rice, all right, like especially a lot of Indians eat rice and curry. So maybe the Western culture is eating pasta, okay? So when you're eating that pasta, when you're eating that rice and curry, you need to be mindful of how you eat it, okay? You need to be mindful when you actually having the rice, taking the rice with a spoon, and maybe using a fork and knife to cut your chicken. And then when you're eating your pasta, you use a fork, all right? So you need to be mindful of that to enjoy every moment. And you need to chew properly and then swallow, all right? You don't just put the food in your mouth. You talk what you need to talk, all your stories, and then swallow. Most of the time, you're actually swallowing air, okay? And that creates a lot of air bubbles into your stomach. That's very gassy, and that's why you feel so bloated. So that's why being mindful of your eating is very, very important because you get the full absorption of what you are eating. So when we look at food, all right, we look at the physical side, we look at the mental side. So the physical side is the digestion, all right, is what you see. But obviously, you will not see when you're eating like what's happening in your stomach and stuff like that, unless you have like x-rays or you have to undergo in certain procedures in order to say that you're actually digesting your food properly. Okay, so physically, as we all know, digestion is when your stomach and intestines, they chop your food into tiny pieces like glucose from carbohydrates, fatty acids from fats, and amino acids from proteins. Okay, so you are having this big slice of fillet chicken, but as you're eating it, your stomach literally cuts it and chops it smaller that it can accommodate in your body into tiny pieces, easy for digestion. So when you chew properly, you help your stomach and you help your intestines to make it easy for you to digest. All right, whereas the mindful of eating comes into play. Okay, so the blood carries nutrients, as we know. Tiny pieces goes into your blood, and your blood carries them to every cell in your body. Okay, how powerful is that? Okay, imagine your blood is also associated with it. And also, guys, your when you look at your mental energy side, okay, when we look at our mental energy side, okay, because we just looked at the physical, we spoke about the digestion, we spoke about how the blood carries the nutrients. Mentally is so powerful how food actually correlates to our body. Now, when you have food, it's basically fuels the brain. So when I talk about fuel, it's like, when you put in petrol into your car to give it that boom, all right, to give it that power, to give it the power literally to drive where you need to go, right? So when you have that food, it's like that VOOM, all right? It's the fuel to your brain, okay? So it fuels your brain, okay? So your brain uses a huge amount of energy, Okay, your brain literally is the most, okay, it's the most powerful thing to have, because your brain does everything for you. It has to sort out, it has to scan, it has to save information. It's like a computer. So like you get all the information, okay, like let's say throughout the day you have to do so many tasks. Let's say you have to shower, you have to eat, you have to clean the house, you have to go to work, you have to take care of the children, all right, you have to study. Let's say you're a student, okay, and now your brain needs energy to do all of that. It needs food. So when the food is in your in your, actually in your brain, okay, it is in your body, but when the food enters into your brain, it actually acts as a fuel to your body, okay, because from the brain it will transfer as well to your body. So it's important to have the correct food as well for your brain, because your brain literally needs different types of food, a variety of food. Okay. So remember guys, sometimes why you feel so tired throughout the day is because you haven't eaten properly. Okay. You know the basic, okay? We have to eat morning breakfast, lunch, and supper. And even throughout the day we have to snack onto something. Okay, especially if you're doing hard work and let's say you walk into work, or you got a busy schedule, okay, you always on your feet, okay, you're always using energy. So that will actually require for you to have more of your snacking, have more of your protein, more of your carbohydrates, so that it can help you to function properly. Okay. So even when you're resting, I was actually explaining this to somebody actually from my class when I was doing my studies. And I was telling them as well, even when you're sleeping, your brain needs food. So that means that before you go to bed, before 2 hours, of course, you need to eat a proper meal. Even throughout the day, you need to eat properly. Because when you're sleeping, your brain uses that. And that's how you can also have a good night's sleep. Imagine now not eating throughout the day and even not even having a proper supper. You will have sugar dips, meaning your blood glucose will either drop or either go high, depends on your the case of your body. Okay, so it's very very important to have enough of food that is sufficient for your body. So food is a building blocks for your mood. A lot of people actually, most of the fights and struggles and quarrels and anger actually come from a lack of food that causes the irritability. I know a lot of people get so moody, and the reason why they get so moody is because they haven't eaten. So imagine if they have eaten, they should have actually saved the energy so much. Okay? So yeah, before actually responding, guys, remember I always say listen, think, and then respond. Think about it. Did they actually eat? Did they actually eat food today? Okay, because that could be the number one reason that they snapped at you. So food is a building blocks for mood. Food provides amino acids and vitamins that makes the neurotransmitters. Now remember guys, neurotransmitters, they regulate like your heart rate, your sleep, also including your mood as well. They are the body chemical messengers that transmits signals to your brain. So they are those messengers. Those are the good guys. Okay. So your neurotransmitters are also in need of food. Okay. Now we're gonna look at healthy fats, because remember healthy fats actually protects your brain. Okay. So remember your brain uses glucose from the food of what you eat. Okay. And that helps you to concentrate and to be stable. All right. Now, meat, as we all love, okay, that's basically where our protein comes from. That can be literally from fillet chicken, beef, pork, all right, depends what you enjoy eating. That gives your brain the building blocks for the dopamine. That's one of those good hormones, okay? And having also the protein, it helps to control your anxiety, okay? So your omega-3 fats as well, as we know, lowers the brain inflammation and reduces the feeling of sadness. Now, also the main factor, guys, you must remember that yes, we're eating all the food, but we need to have a stress management like a process of that. Basically meaning that we need to manage our stress. Okay, so obviously meditation, deep breathing, exercise, grounding techniques. Um, when you actually join into therapy, we actually conduct progressive therapies, like meaning like where we actually help you to heal your muscles, which is very, very crucial. Okay, so remember, we need to have a cortisol balance as well. Now we're gonna look at 7 superfoods for depression. Okay, it was also stated on our thumbnail as well. So today we're just gonna look at 7 superfoods for depression. Number one is fatty acids, which is your fatty fish. Okay, now your fatty fish reduces the brain inflammation. All right. Now, when you have fatty fish like salmon and sardine and hake, that actually will help to reduce brain inflammation. We think of it so limited, like fish is like just a normal food, but it has so much of omega 3s in it. Okay, that's why most of the supplements they say omega 3, and when you read the contents of it, it's like fatty fish. You know, it's like all those type of things that has those rich oils. Alright, even sometimes even those omega 3s actually even used in our skin, especially for contact dermatitis, atopic dermatitis, skin-related issues, dryness. It's excellent. Okay, so omega 3 fatty fish is excellent for you. Okay, it's the overall thing. Then leafy green vegetables protects the brain cells like your spinach, your kale. Yes, I know it tastes bitter at times, but there's definitely, if you look it up on YouTube or on Google, you can make your spinach so good. You just boil your spinach, and you can also braise it with onions. Okay, optional, and then maybe you can add some cream. All right, low fat cream or full cream, whatever is good for you. If you're lactose intolerant, maybe look into it. Get something that will be suitable for your tummy, and just mix it up, guys. You'll see how tasty it is. Okay, that's how I used to eat. Well, that's when I was on liquids, and even currently now, but I don't have a lot of um like creamy things due to the IBS, so I limit it. So sometimes I'm gonna add some milk. Okay, but yeah, see what works for you. Okay, make it fun. And then walnuts, fermented foods, like yogurts, which is excellent for your brain. Berries, strawberries, blueberries, they fight cell damage in your brain. It's excellent. And yes, I know I'm only talking about all the veggies and all those things, but you might be thinking, where can I add some sweetness? All right, so obviously, dark chocolate, as we all know, is really good because it's those flavonoids, okay? It raises the happy hormones, okay? So try it out, guys. Look for dark chocolate now. I'm not talking about the milk chocolate and, added all those other ingredients. I'm talking about dark chocolate. It's excellent for your brain, it's excellent for your heart health and overall health. So, what can we cut back? Now, we have things to avoid and we have things to limit. So, avoidance and limit, you cannot just stop anything, all right? But you can limit it. So, what can you limit, all right? Added sugars like sweet soda, processed meats, hot dogs, fast foods. I know it's tasty, it does give you like a brain reward, but sometimes it's important just to limit it a bit. Okay, don't think that I need to have this all the time. No, you can have when necessary, like a treat, but don't overdo it. Okay. So, guys, thank you so much for listening to me today as we looked at fatty fish, which was number one. We looked at leafy green vegetables. We looked at walnuts. We looked at fermented foods. We looked at berries. We looked at dark chocolates. And also, guys, I just want to say that the seventh option, that superfoods for depression, is basically the one that you will choose as your treat. Okay? Because yes, I can give you all the foods, what to eat and everything, but the seventh one is your treat where you have in moderation. Because why I say that I leave the best for last is because when you have your treat, you feel good. And that also lowers the cortisol level of stress. Okay? So it's important to spoil yourself now and then. If you want to have, let's say, I'm trying to think now what could be a vegetable that you really prefer. Let's say now you really enjoy having okay, green beans. Okay, let's say you really enjoy green beans, and there's times that you couldn't have it because of so and so, or you really love to have cauliflower, we really love to have even potato fried chips, okay? But there's circumstances that pushes you, you can't have it, or it's a limitation in your IBS, your colon issues, ulcerative colitis, whatever it is. So now and then spoil yourself, okay? Spoil yourself because your brain likes it. It's gonna be something that's gonna, like, click that moment of that happy hormones and give you that dopamine rush. So have it, okay? But have it in moderation, okay? Have it in moderation. Like for me, guys, like I really, well, I enjoy hot chocolates, okay? So for me, I can only have hot chocolates like maybe once or twice in a week, okay, because of the cocoa. So I can't have it daily, yet I really like to have it daily. And I don't drink coffee at all, okay? I know, I know. It's like, wow. Because everybody else drinks coffee, but I can't drink coffee, okay? That's also because of the IBS and skin related issues. So it's there. The issues are there, the conditions are there, I accept it. But I have to also spoil myself now and then. So like maybe twice in a week, yeah, I just go for it. So that your body still gets that taste of it and feels good, but you don't completely cut it off. Okay? So yeah, guys, thank you so much for listening to me about the 7 superfoods for depression. And as I said to you, avoid or limit like the sugary foods, the sodas, the energy drinks. It just gives you that very high spike rush and then it drops down. Okay? Take care of your health. Remember, your health is wealth. Okay? Thank you guys for joining me on this session. Appreciate you all. God bless you all. See you guys on Sunday. Have a wonderful week ahead. Stay safe, stay well. Okay? Take care, JC Transformation. Bye.